In this video, we'll see how Eclipse has redefined the way airdrops are distributed and how it has shattered performance limits. Eclipse is a modular layer 2 that combines several of today's best technologies: real-time and parallelized execution using the Solana virtual machine (SVM), enabling compatibility with the top applications and developer ecosystems; a hybrid proof system combining ZK proofs and fraud proofs, supported by optimized sequencers; a native bridge to its settlement layer, Ethereum, inheriting Ethereum's liquidity and decentralization. Most importantly, a bridge secured by Celestia's data availability sampling, with a single slot finality on a decentralized chain that produces the most scalable blocks in the industry. Where Eclipse truly shines is in how it addresses the main criticism often made of Solana: centralization, solved here by Ethereum's decentralization. It also solves Solana's verifiability problem thanks to Celestia's wide network of light clients integrated into Eclipse. Solana has always prioritized performance over decentralization. Eclipse, thanks to its modular design, combines the best of both worlds: Ethereum's decentralization and Solana's performance. Leveraging Solana's innovations, Eclipse integrates the SVM, Solana virtual machine, parallelized execution, local fee markets, and even Firedancer. But Eclipse benefits even more than Solana from these technologies, especially in the context of ZK rollups. That's because the SVM is particularly well suited for ZK rollups, with much smaller instructions than the EVM. As we know, the EVM was not designed for ZK proofs, so much so that Vitalik himself is considering a new virtual machine for Ethereum. We can confidently say that Eclipse takes the SVM to its fullest potential in the form of a faster, more secure, and more decentralized rollup. If you're still not convinced, I've already discussed this extensively in several videos. If the modular model or Eclipse's positioning still feels unclear, at least watch this video. A superior technical architecture is useless without users and live applications. And right now, the most dynamic ecosystem is that of SVM-based apps on Solana. DeFi, trading, launchpads, stablecoins, and real-world assets, the growth is remarkable. Eclipse's advantage lies in the fact that Solana applications can be deployed on it with minimal changes thanks to its SVM compatibility. But to attract these apps, Eclipse needs to prove its value, an engaged community and growing TVL. In the EVM world, it's common to see a dApp deployed on 10 to 15 blockchains. Ultimately, all Eclipse needs is for SVM apps to expand to just one more network. Rollups. So far, only a handful of apps, like Backpack, Orca, Save, and Lifinity, have made this move. But what we really want to see is Meteora, Jupiter, Camino, or Pump.fun, with community-first tokenomics, not extractive ones, making the leap. Let's now analyze the current state of Eclipse, keeping in mind that it may evolve. To start, Eclipse has launched a points distribution campaign, and let me tell you right away, the Eclipse experience has been full of positive surprises. It's the first time an ecosystem has made exploration feel so gamified and engaging. But the application that personally captivated me the most is the one based on proof of time. In my case, I experienced it more as proof of learning, a true learning process. You should know that I spend several hours every day watching interviews and educational videos about crypto. So when the time comes, or rather most of the time, I sit at my desk and farm airdrops like Eclipse while learning more. Eclipse's points campaign is one of the most successful I've ever seen. At first glance, the concept might seem absurd, clicking on a cow to make it eat and collect grass. And yet, behind this simple game lies a clever mechanism for distributing points that may later qualify users for an airdrop. From a game theory perspective, this mechanism is a form of proof of time. The key factor is simply how much time a user spends. Whether you're a whale or a small wallet, it doesn't matter. Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. No other method can ensure such a small gap between the lowest and highest earners who invest the same time. In the end, the repetitive tap 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 is still the best way we've found to lay the foundation for a distributed, homogeneous, in other words, decentralized social layer. Decentralization is important, but it's not enough on its own for a new blockchain. A balance between risk and user engagement, with points distributed for participation in DeFi, is very likely to be introduced soon. Eclipse will also reward those who bring TVL, total value locked, to the chain, with a bonus for those who provide DeFi liquidity in the form of passively generated points. On top of that, they've already earned social consensus from over 200,000 users selected with the right criteria. This campaign brings two major benefits to Eclipse. The tap spamming, which translates into on-chain transactions, has been the best possible battle test to measure Eclipse's performance and robustness. The TVL generated during the campaign didn't vanish after the snapshot was announced. There's no better scenario for Eclipse. Eclipse innovated in how it distributed points, a risky move, especially since airdrops tend to be controversial, but it paid off. This wasn't an airdrop for the richest wallets, nor for the loudest voices, but for the community, those who truly participated. Eclipse now ranks in my top 3 projects that have designed their distribution in the most thoughtful way. They managed to detect mass cheaters using auto-clickers, expose users to a wide ecosystem, wallet abstraction, on-chain games, DeFi, and above all, prove the robustness of their chain with performance that clearly outpaces Solana. To check your eligibility for the ES airdrop, I've included the link in the description. Now let's take a look at what the ES token is used for. I'll refer to it as S from now on. The ES token plays a critical role for Eclipse as it's what secures its decentralized rollup. Unlike a layer 1 token, which typically sees demand both from staking, fee capture, and as a preferred liquidity asset for DeFi, layer 2s usually rely almost entirely on revenue generation via network fees and MEV. Whether those fees are in ETH, TIA or BTC, whether they are buybacked into ES before rewards are distributed or not, what matters is the staking APR. Eclipse could also choose to buy back and burn the fees and incentivize staking through inflation. That doesn't change much. What truly matters are the network revenues and whether they benefit the token holders. Once Eclipse sees significant adoption and ES is sufficiently capitalized, the token could become liquid and productive enough to be widely used in DeFi or even in payments if enough trust is established. That trust will also depend on the decentralization of the token and the chain itself. Very few layer 2s will reach this goal, maybe none, but at least now you've heard it here first. But be careful, it's not any easier for a new L1 than for a new L2 to earn monetary premium. In fact, the L2 strategy may even be superior, since it allows ETH capital to flow naturally into a token aligned with Ethereum. Thanks to Celestia's high throughput consensus and Eclipse's performance optimized SVM rollup, Eclipse can offer fees comparable to Solana, ranging between 0.03 and 0.203, with costs and therefore margins 2 to 10 times better, with an average base fee of just 0.003, and that's even with an average TPS higher than Solana's. If adoption takes off, Eclipse could become a highly profitable project. Many of the necessary pieces are already in place. What's still missing is an ecosystem of innovative apps that people actually want to use. For those who don't want to miss any serious airdrops, you can join the Cosmonaut community on Discord. It's completely free, and check in on the testnet airdrop channel from time to time. I list almost 100% of the projects I'm working on as early as possible. That said, few people will actually engage with them, even though, trust me on this, airdrops are by far the best investment in crypto. I get that it's not always easy to navigate, especially in the way it's presented, but personally, I just can't make a tutorial video for every airdrop. So with that, make sure to practice safely and take care of yourselves. See you soon, Cosmonauts.